What's up, everyone? It's day 84 in the Big Brother house, which means we only have 2 full days of game left before the season comes to an end. Yes, it's very, very near now, guys. But of course, we have some more updates to get through, folks. So without further ado, I think you know what I'm going to say. So for the second last time this year, welcome to your live feed update. Right, before we get started, folks, you know the drill. Please hit the subscribe button if you are new around here, and also click the like button, as well as the bell icon to get notified every single time a brand new upload goes live on TV Talks with Tom. You guys can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll put the handles on right now, so there you go. Check those out, guys, and please follow me over there. And also, the links are in the description if you would like to check that out. Another link that is also in the description, guys, allows you to become a patron of TV Talks with Tom, guys. So please check that out in the description below. Today is your last day to vote for America's favourite player, guys, so get those votes in whilst you can and make that count. Vote for who you think deserves America's favourite player the most. I am actively telling everyone to do this on the channel as much as possible because we only get to do it once a year if there's only one season, obviously, of Big Brother in a year, and you should vote for your favourite player because they may just deserve it, and, they may have entertained you, they may have played well, they may have just done something that makes you go, I really like that person, so they deserve the prize money. So, guys, vote whilst you can. It counts. Get in there, guys, and vote for your favourite player. Campaign as much as you want in the comment section below for, who you want to win. This person should win because they did this. This person should win because they did this. Persuade somebody else to help you vote for that person to win America's favourite player. In the early afternoon, some of the house guests still hadn't even woken up, but Cody had been up majority of the morning. Had eventually joined him. Cody was basically saying that he can't turn it off, and he's he's referring to the just mindset on the game. He is so into it right now, and he even told Nicole he's panicking that he won't make it to the final two, and he's sort of worried about, he said he was attacked last time, saying, he's worried about the passive aggressive questions that the jury are going to ask him. He's really, really thinking about this, and I truly do believe Cody believes he's played this incredible game, and I'm not discrediting Cody for a second. Cody has played a good game, and I'll give that to him, but I think he is genuinely so worried about all that crumbling and coming down by not even reaching the final two. If Nicole does win the final head of household competition and decides to cut him, then obviously Cody would be absolutely mind blown. Obviously Nicole would very likely seal the victory at that point, but Nicole has already been practicing her speech about when she's in the final two, talking to the jury, saying I brought Cody here, yada yada yada. So it's pretty plain to see that Nicole is very likely going to bring Cody. Not much wavering from that, so I think Cody has sealed his victory of Big Brother 22. Nicole may just win, but I do feel like it's in Cody's favour. But he's definitely panicking, and I know I've seen a lot of people saying on one side of things that he's getting too arrogant. Maybe he was at one point, and now he's retracting and starting to panic that he got too confident and got a bit too cocky about it. But you know what? At the end of the day, I still think he's going to make the final two, and I think he'll win the game. Cody and Nicole continued their conversation discussing house guests that had played many, many times in the game, even sort of varying from once, twice, even 3 times a lady. Sorry, that's my inner fan of old school music coming out. Shout out to Lionel Richie there. And also 4 times they discussed as well. And of course, with the 4-time player, Janelle was brought into it. And Cody was discussing how insane it is that Janelle has actually played 4 times. And there's a reason why Janelle has played 4 times. It's because the majority of us think she is a Big Brother legend. Nicole continues to go over her speech because she is really, really thinking about what she is going to pitch to the jury in order for her to win the game. And she's just continually talking about this 254 days that she's played. And I've got to say, we've got to give a hand to her because that is obviously the most amount of days anybody has spent in the Big Brother house in history. So whether you like Nicole or not, you've got to admit that is very impressive for staying in the house that long. That is it's just unbelievable amount. It's over half a year in the Big Brother house. That is something that if you did that in one sitting, you'd spend the majority of the year in the house. So that is incredible, and we've got to hand it to her. But is it enough to win the game? Because 254 days wasn't done this time round. It was joint up of all the different seasons she's been on. This season she's only spent 85 days in the house, so very likely going to spend 85 days in the house should you make it to finale night. That's 85 out of 254, so sort of a bit of an imbalance there, but at the same time I can see what she's saying when she tots all those days up, and she sort of goes on about how pardon me guys, how she goes on about this is not luck. She has done something right, she has played strategically, and she has got herself 254 days because of that reason. And it really comes down to if she can elaborate that and really sort of go to town on how she's used that strategy and what her strategy actually was, because she was saying she aligned herself with Davon and Ian at the right time. She used Davon because she's a really likable person. She used Ian because he's the brains. She's using all these different people. I think she's going to list probably every single person in the jury and say something nice about them, essentially. Probably just sort of massaging their ego to try and get the vote, but it works. You've got to do that. It's jury management. If you can do it to people, because some people, when you can massage their ego, they don't even realise that you're doing it. Some people can see straight through it, but some people just love hearing their praises told and saying that you are amazing, you did this, and they're like, oh, okay, I like that, I'm going to give you my jury vote. And it may just work for Nicole. Just don't count her out yet. She may become the winner of Big Brother 22. Enzo seems to have gotten himself into a bit of a funk, as he was lying in bed still at 4 p.m. He had still not risen. He was awake. He had his eyes open, and he hadn't gotten out of bed yet, and he was sort of sat there. He dropped a couple of F-bombs here and there, sort of saying, F-bomb, third place. I'm not going to repeat it. Keeping it family friendly, folks. But he said, F-bomb, third place. One more effing day. Just get me out of here. He really wants to go now, and he's realised that he is screwed. He has waited 10 years to place third place again. Put that into perspective, guys. Imagine if you went on Big Brother and you placed third place, and then you came back for an All-Star season 10 years later, and you hustled hard all season only to place third place again. How would that feel? It must be gut-wrenching. But who got himself into that place? Himself. He should have took the shots at Nicole and Cody, and I hate to say that in hindsight, because we all love you, Enzo. Over here, I've seen a lot of support for Enzo on the channel. I've seen a lot of comments saying how much we are rooting for him, but meow meow, you've done this to yourself. You've shot yourself in the foot. You've shot yourself in the foot, yo, bro. And unfortunately, it looks like you're placing third place again. For the remainder of the day, it was the usual chess and backgammon games with some food and, the house guests begging for more booze off Big Brother. And of course, down to the final couple of days now, there's not much anyone can do than to cross their fingers and hope that they're going to win the game. Obviously, Cody and Nicole will face off on finale night, so that will be very exciting. But I think no matter what happens, both of those guys are going to take one another to the final two. So there we go, folks. I think it's 90% or even 99% sure that we have our final two of Big Brother 22. Nicole Franzel and Cody Calafiore. So there you go, guys. Let me know who you want to win. Obviously, it's not sealed yet, but we're assuming that's going to be the case. Let me know who you would like to win at Big Brother 22. Even if you've got hopes for Enzo still, or you believe Enzo can get to the final two, let me know. I'm just interested in it. But Enzo is definitely down and out now. He hasn't got much to do. He is basically just trying to get through these last few days to place third place, have his chat with Julie, and then head to the jury house. Well, not even the jury house. He'll head to the other. He'll sit in the jury seats on stage and cast his vote for the winner out of Cody and Nicole. In regards to part 3 of the final head of household competition, just for a little bit of reflection, the past few years of Big Brother have entailed the house guests, or the final 2 house guests that will compete in this competition. This will be Cody and Nicole. They basically are shown statements from jury members of that season, and they are referring to a house guest. They'll make a statement about a house guest, and they have to guess which house guest it was. And, whoever gets the most points correct out of those statements becomes the final head of household of the season. So really it comes down to, I guess, your view on the social game of Big Brother. So I'd say whoever's got the stronger social game out of Cody and Nicole will probably win this. Somebody who's had their finger on the pulse, somebody who has been in every single corner of the house and has heard opinions from every single house guest is probably going to be the person who wins this comp. And I do think Nicole and Cody have both been in every single corner of the house, or nearly every single corner of the house, hearing information. So I think it's really going to be tight on who could win this. It's not going to come down to a physical battle where, if it's because even though Nicole did actually win this, the first one where on the rope thing, because I think it was because people were assuming because she's a bit smaller, she ended up winning that one. But again, you'd assume, if it was something like a wall comp or anything like that, it would obviously be Cody and Nicole who would win it over Enzo. Enzo's not in the scenario. It's straight up social tactics, this one. So it's either Cody or Nicole's game. Who do you think's going to win, guys? Who do you want to win? And obviously we're assuming here it's going to be the jury statement comp. I would imagine it's going to be the case. That is all of your game updates for today, folks. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really, truly do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And obviously, this was our second last update of Big Brother 22, and tomorrow will be the final update. I can't believe it. As I say, it's becoming very, very real now. But make sure, guys, that you tune in tomorrow for the final update of Big Brother 22 on TV Talks with Tom. Again, guys, thank you so much for everyone's support. Please check out the description below for a few fun interactive features where you can follow me on Twitter and also on Instagram. And also, you can become a patron of TV Talks with Tom. But again, folks, thank you so much. I hope everybody's having a fantastic week, and the rest of your week is equally great as well, folks. But don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Do all of that stuff. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.